Have you woken up yet? Have you realized the wonders that the human race is capable of achieving, yet are dismayed by the fact that our political leaders have either no will or competence to bring about visionary solutions? Or that they simply don't care about the general good and have structured society to benefit their tiny clique at the expense of humanity's well-being? Well, make no mistake, our system is about to break down. Governments and economies are collapsing or about to collapse across the world. Protests are intensifying. The banking system is highly over-leveraged, too big to fail. National debts are ballooning to unsustainable levels. The neoliberal project has led to 85 people owning more wealth than the bottom half of the world combined, and it's only getting worse. And now we are starting to see loss of confidence in our leaders to do anything of value, except, of course, line their own pockets. We are witnessing a decline of the current paradigm. Revolutionary sentiment is brewing. Now, many people have the intuition that a major moment is about to happen to humanity. Anarcho-capitalists are preparing for a total breakdown of society and are either preparing to live out a rugged individualist lifestyle post-crash in their bunkers, preparing to barter with precious metals, or possibly even fight the revolution against government itself to create the new anarcho-capitalist paradigm. Or New Agers are preparing for a benign shift of consciousness in which humanity rather spontaneously becomes highly spiritual and transcendent, and that will reach a new golden age of spirit. Christians are preparing for the final judgment and the second coming of Jesus Christ in the soon-to-come apocalypse as foretold by Revelations, that the battle of Armageddon is soon to come. End times movies are common. Mad Max, The Matrix, The Hunger Games, Interstellar, V for Vendetta, The Book of Eli. The list goes on and on. These all tap into the unconscious intuition that a cataclysm will come and that we're heading towards it, or that at least a cataclysm will presage the next golden age. But here's the fact. A major worldwide financial crisis is about to happen. Now, crashes and recessions have happened before, but this time a great cycle is about to complete in the history of humankind. Everything in the world has been increasing at exponential rates, from technology to knowledge to population growth to the proliferation of radical ideologies to the globalization of the world economy. So the problem then is now global and highly intensified. So make no mistake then that the most radical, transformative, intense moment in the history of human civilization is among us, right around the corner. Now here's the fact. People will start demanding radical solutions. All these radical solutions, both good and bad, that have laid dormant during the stable age, will now come to the fore. Anarchists will begin to move in to dismantle government. Islamists will be emboldened to implement the plan to develop global Sharia. Fascism will rise again as people demand strong leaders to get them out of the problem. Others will call to collectivize property. So people will either stay scared and timid and watch the ensuing drama from their living rooms, or those with a greater will to power will come out to shape history. There will be many competing wills. Fascists will compete with anarchists, who will compete with the religious, who will compete with the communists, and so on to fill this void. Truly, these will be, as Thomas Paine put it, the times that try men's souls. And it will be the void in which heroes can and will emerge. Will you be a timid observer, or will you get swept into the action? Indeed, help guide the outcome of the human race. Now, this is not a message of fear. It's actually quite the opposite. You see, this is a message that there is an enormous potential that lies at the heart of the human race to evolve ourselves and our culture so that we can manifest the absolute best of our potential. Major shifts, whether for the worse or the better, never happen because of linear, stable progress. They happen as a reaction to failure. And so anyone that's awake and enlightened knows that there are way too many failures to count in our current system. So when the failure is complete, the opportunity for a global reboot will emerge. This is the opportunity represented by the phoenix, which emerges from the ashes. Phoenixes have emerged in various societies and cultures in the past. This is the first time in the entire history of the world that the whole planet will experience the phoenix effect. But my message is this. Those who are conscious, those who are enlightened, those visionaries who truly care about the future of the human race must soon come together globally to be their own force to contend with. So the plutocrats, the psychopaths, the religious zealots, and those who despise community are quite literally defeated in the power struggle that will ensue. A future as outlined by Zeitgeist is possible. A future as outlined in Star Trek is possible. This is a future where humanity is rational, altruistic, and forward-thinking, free of domination and irrationality. This is possible. And if the forces of reason and altruism prevail, we can literally emerge to create heaven on earth. If, however, they fail, the other forces will win. Survival is not compulsory. We currently live in a gilded age, a veneer of gold over an underbelly of lead. The 20th century brought about an incredible amount of knowledge in all fields. The sheer volume of knowledge available to the human race right now is just astounding. What we lack is not knowledge. What we lack is the political and social will to apply that knowledge. The gap between the stupidity of our political leaders and the knowledge available to them is simply staggering. Can you imagine the society we could create if smart visionaries were actually in control instead of our inept politicians? So make no mistake, people, you will be asked to bail the banks out soon. Again, you will be asked to bail the banks out again. The plutocrats will again use their mainstream media cronies to tell you that you will need to do so in order to save the system. But don't forget, this system is vile and must not be saved. When you're presented with the option of bailing them out, we must not only let the world oligarchs fail, we must immediately fill the void with radical and rational solutions. In 1989, communism failed. In 2008, free market capitalism failed and required public funds to bail them out. And that created a walking zombie for another 8 years. Now the financial system will fail. Protests will intensify. And ideologies will radicalize soon. So what type of people will define our post-crash culture and leadership? Will we enter an age of darkness, or will we enter an age of reason?